zillion check that that is indeed the case. It is. That's always the number one question, is whether or not this is going to be recorded. It will be recorded. I will put it on YouTube after this. I'll shoot it your way via email. Give me a couple hours after this is done, just so I can download it from Zoom and then upload it to YouTube, and I'll shoot you guys off an email. So if you do want to watch it after the fact, it will be recorded. I am notoriously terrible for manning the chat as I show the platform. So I will do my very, very best to go back and forth. If I'm not answering your question in real time, I promise you I will get to it at the end. I go through all of the questions that are in the chat at the end. We'll go through them one by one, but I'm not ignoring you. It's something that I'm working on presenting and also manning the chat at the same time. I'll get better at it eventually, but full disclosure, I will get to it. And then the final thing is just, this is an advanced training. So if anyone on here has not done the onboarding yet, so if you have not done your onboarding with Natalie or Nick yet, just make sure that you log into your account. You click that little red button on the bottom left-hand corner that says join weekly training, the same place that you would have found this one. Just make sure you sign up for your onboarding. They'll get you set up with your persona and brand and colors, and give you a quick overview of the platform. And then just take some time too to play around with it. If this is the first meeting that you're jumping in on, you might be like, whoa, what the heck? So I definitely recommend that you just have a little bit of practice with the platform, because you'll be able to follow along a lot easier with that. That being said, you're still going to learn a ton today. You're going to get the recording after the fact. You can always watch it after too. I'm not trying to, say you're not going to learn anything, but if you're having trouble following along, you might just need a couple more times playing around on the platform, and then you'll get into the good groove of it. The way these go is I always start these off by giving you updates on any new features that we have launched. Typically, we launch a new feature or an update on a weekly basis. As you guys know, if you have been on the previous advanced trainings, I know Anita's here every Friday, so she's definitely up to date. We have a new editor coming out. So we are overhauling the entire editor. We want to make it super, super user-friendly, crazy customizable. So we have been all hands on deck trying to get that finished. So for that reason, we've been like totally focused on that for the past month or so. So Fridays, I haven't had too many updates to share, just counting down to the editor. So we are finally almost ready, should be launched for next week. We're in the final stages of testing. We're very excited. So next Friday's advanced training will be stacked. It's going to be, we're sending out an email to everybody. It's going to be a really busy one. We usually do the really big ones once every couple months. So this one will be really, really busy, which will be awesome. So I'm really, really excited. But until then, we're going to go through the platform. I'm going to go through generations with you guys, and just some little tips and tricks kind of as we go through each part of the platform. I'll give you my favorite kind of suggestions and how you can best optimize your posts. And then if you guys have any questions, we'll go through them together. I'm just going to check the chat super quick before we get started. Did see there's a couple things. It wouldn't be a Zoom meeting if someone didn't accidentally interrupt. Yes, Mark, 1000%. I received an email this morning saying my connection to my LinkedIn account is expiring on November 18th. Anita, so every platform has like an expiration timeline. So they're all a little bit different. Your connection can disconnect if you like change your password or change your privacy, or maybe you have like a VA logging into your account. But every platform, including LinkedIn, has a like max amount of time that it'll allow a third party integration. So with LinkedIn, I believe it's every 2 months, they'll actually schedule a disconnection. And it's just, you just go in, you hit the refresh button. You're basically telling LinkedIn, no, I still want to be connected to this platform. And it's super, super easy, but they'll give you a little update, like a little heads up before it expires. So just make sure to do that before the 18th. Okay, sweet. Cool. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to share my screen. Everyone can see it okay? Perfect. I'm going to minimize you guys, move you over here. Beautiful. Okay, cool. So you've more likely than not, if you've done your onboarding, you have set up your persona and your brand, you've answered your questions, all that good stuff. And you're going to head into the content calendar over here on the left side navigation bar. Now, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to pick a topic that you want your content to focus on. So with any given generation, what do you want your generations to be about? Okay. So the first thing you can do is if you just can't think of anything, go into suggest topic. It's going to take whichever persona you have set up. So most people, they're going to be using their default persona. Most people have one, but if you have multiples, you can choose from your persona. It's going to give you some ideas of content that you can generate about that's more real estate related. So it's going to link back to your persona. So what location do you service, your niche, your clients, and it's going to give you some topic ideas. So here we've got how first-time buyers can save for a down payment in Austin, tips for families to find the right neighborhood in Austin, what to expect during the home buying process in Austin. My profile is set up in Austin, so it's obviously giving me Austin-related topics. Now, my biggest suggestion for this one right here, totally use these. These are great for real estate-related things. However, I challenge you to at least once a week, start with once a week, try to come up with your own topic. Think about the things that you are talking to your clients about the most. Most of the time, they're not really using you like a Google. Like they can Google, real estate trends in. Most of the time, the conversations you are having with your clients are more like, hey, I have a really active family and we like to go mountain biking. What are some of the locations that are great for us? Or, safety is a concern for us, or we really want a larger yard. What are some of the more established neighborhoods that have been around for a while that maybe have more mature trees? Or I have a dog, any dog-friendly locations, stuff like that. Even like best coffee shops, like more local thought leadership stuff. Think about the conversations you're having with your clients on a weekly basis. AI is going to give you some amazing topics that are real estate related, but a lot of the times, most of the conversations you're having are like, what's the, top 5 neutral colors to paint a rental house, or trails around you. They're usually not really super real estate heavy. So I always say, try to at least once a week, come up with a topic like why downtown Austin is perfect for young professionals or dog lovers, or I have a dog, so that's why I keep bringing up my dog. But just try to challenge yourself to do that. You're going to click into generate when you're ready to generate, and you're going to see this calendar on the right side navigation bar. Now, what you can do is it's going to allow you to generate up to 7 days worth of content at a time per generation. So that doesn't mean that you can only generate 7 days and you can't schedule out further than 7 days. It's just for any given generation about one topic. So why downtown Austin is perfect for young professionals. It's going to allow you to choose 7 days. Reason being is that we don't want you guys going in and choosing, 31 days straight of talking about the same topic. AI is going to do a good job of giving you a variety of posts about that topic, but you can only really talk about that so many times until it sounds a little repetitive. So here, a lot of people tend to choose 7 days straight like this. You don't want to do that, okay? My biggest suggestion is to choose 7 days in 7 days of the week that are like 7 Thursdays or 7 Wednesdays, for an example. So 7 Wednesdays. That way you're spreading apart this content nicely. You're posting about it every Wednesday, or, even every other Wednesday, and generate that way instead. Just try to spread it apart. Don't do 7 days completely straight. Leave some time in between. Again, it's going to give you a variety of posts for each of those days, but you don't want to sound too repetitive. So try to really spread them apart. The next thing you can do is you can choose what type of content you want to create. So if you click into here, you're going to be able to choose between 3 different types of posts, okay? So you can choose between a carousel, a static, or a reel. And that being said, no matter what you choose here, you can always change it after the fact. So this doesn't mean that if you've chosen a reel and you decide, no, you know what, I don't actually want a reel, I want a carousel, it doesn't mean that you can't change that in the editor by editing your post after the fact. This just makes it so that let's say you really want to get into the habit of posting reels every Thursday. So a video every Thursday, you can just right off the bat tell AI what type of post you want to generate, and then you can go in and edit it after if you want. So this isn't the be all end all. This is just helps it so that it knows what you want generated. If you want to change it after the fact, you totally can. A carousel post is a swipe through informational style post. So it's going to have slides with different information on it. I'm going to show you one of our users, one of their carousel posts. So here's a good one. So a carousel post, it's got different slides on it. You swipe through and each slide has a different piece of copy that relates to their caption. It's an informational style kind of swipe through post, okay? That's a carousel. It's the most common one. The second is a static. So a static is just going to be an image with a hook or a reel. So I don't know if they have an example here on theirs, but let's say it's something like this. Oh, this might actually be one. Perfect. So this is just a one image that has a hook on it. So it's, want to live near the Blue Jays. Here's how moving to the GTA can bring you closer to the action. And it has a nice hook that brings your reader to read your caption. It's just one image, static image. There's no swipe through carousel or anything like that. That is a static post. And then the next is your reel. So a reel is a video that's going to look a little bit like this. What the platform will do for generations is it will generate an aesthetic style B-roll video. So this is that right there. What is it? What it is it's a video that's about 5 to 7 seconds long and it loops. So as your reader, there's a hook right here. As your reader is reading your caption, so want those jaw-dropping fall views from your new home. Okay, let's go ahead and read that. As they're reading your caption, every time this video loops, it's going to count as a view. So it kind of tricks the algorithm into obviously counting additional views. So if you want an aesthetic style B-roll video, you can choose a reel upon generation. Again, that's down here. But again, you can change every aspect of these posts. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. How if you are in a carousel and you decide to change to a video or you decide to cut down on your slides, you can do that. I'm going to show you guys how you can take your carousel, so an informational style post, and turn it into a video slideshow to post that as a video. And I'm also going to show you guys how you can upload your own content, so your own photos and videos to schedule them as well. So tons of options. This is just going to help you like right off the get-go. If you have a piece of content in mind, it's going to help you just choose it and then go ahead and generate. You can choose what persona you would like to use for generation. So if you have more than one persona, you can go ahead and select which one you want to take on. Most people are just going to have their default persona, but let's say you also offer property management and leasing and you want to look at your content from a property management and leasing point of view. So, why downtown Austin is perfect for young professionals. Maybe you want that to have a little bit more of a spin of like, hey, this is why you can rent downtown Austin and how I can help you find a place to rent. Or if you own a place downtown Austin and you're trying to find tenants or you're looking for a property manager, here's why I would be a great property manager type thing. So you can choose a persona there. Then you can choose which platforms you want to generate content for. So here in the generation flow, we've got Instagram, Facebook, X/Twitter, LinkedIn, and blogs. Things to keep in mind here are that you can also connect your TikTok. So in your integrations, when you set up your account, you can connect your TikTok. TikTok is not in the generation flow quite yet. It's something that we're looking into. TikTok does really, really well with like talking face, really personal videos. It doesn't necessarily do as great with the more informational style carousels. So we're trying to figure out how to do that in a way that makes sense. More likely than not, what we're going to do is we're really going to beef up that aesthetic B-roll video library, and then we'll launch TikToks within generations. But until then, they are not a part of the generations. You can repurpose your video content and just duplicate it and schedule it for TikTok if you want to. Or if you're already comfortable taking videos and you're already doing your own talking face videos, you do have the option to upload your own video and schedule it to go out to TikTok. It's just not in the generation flow quite yet. Blogs. So you can also generate an SEO optimized blog. So if you do have a website or a blog hosting platform, you can very easily generate a blog through here as well. For now, we do connect to Go High Level. So if you are a Go High Level user, you can go ahead and integrate your Go High Level. If you are not a Go High Level user, you do not have to sign up for Go High Level. We just happened to start with that integration because that was the one that we had the most requests for, but we do plan on introducing more integrations just kind of as we get more requests. So in the meantime, you can totally go ahead, you can generate a blog. They look a little bit something like this, and then you can take a look at it. You can go ahead, copy it, and then just basically paste it into whichever blog hosting platform you are using. So if you're using Squarespace or WordPress or any other website, you can very easily just paste it. You can also download the image that it generates if you want to use the image as well. Super, super easy. But if you are a Go High Level user, you can integrate it so that it posts directly. So you're going to go ahead, you're going to choose the platforms that you want to generate for, and then you're going to click into generate. We're not going to go into the advanced settings right now. I'm going to leave those till the very end. Just so that we don't, I don't want to confuse you guys with the advanced settings quite yet until we go through the editor, but you're going to click into generate, and then it's going to generate content for you. I'm just going to bypass that part, obviously, so that we can play around with the editor. I went ahead, I generated some content for us to play around with. You guys know if you have been in there and you've generated, it looks like a little shimmering rectangle. You know that it's generating. And then when it comes in to generate, it looks solid like this. So every platform is color coded. So at a glance, we're looking at the 18th for an example. Every platform is color coded. We've got Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, X/Twitter, and blogs. So Instagram is pink, Facebook is blue, LinkedIn is teal, X is black/gray, and then your blogs are yellow. So you can see at a glance. You can also see the little logos here on the bottom left-hand corner, so you know what the post is for. And then when you click into it, you're also going to see the platform just right at the top left-hand corners. You can see, you know, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. You can see just at a glance exactly what it's for, okay? And as you scroll down, you're going to notice a couple things. You're going to notice that the caption is going to be different for each generated post. So even if you're talking about the same thing, so here when I generated it, I did, you know, buying your first home in Austin and how to make that journey a smooth ride. Every caption is going to be different and optimized for each individual platform. So your Instagram is going to be a little bit more conversational. So, you know, got your eye on the perfect place, your real estate agent, that's me, wink, just a little more fun and upbeat, more emojis, a little bit shorter. Facebook is going to be a little longer, a little more informational. Your LinkedIn is going to be a little more professional sounding. And then your Twitter/X obviously is going to be shorter. It's going to be more of a tweet. And your images are going to cut down to just 4 because it doesn't post, it doesn't allow for the full 8. Twitter actually just only allows you to post up to 4 images at a time. Your Facebook, one thing you're going to notice is that your Facebook always is going to generate, if you choose carousels, your Facebook is always going to generate as a static image. So a static post. See how it has that hook there? There's no carousel images down below the way that Instagram and LinkedIn are. Reason being is because Instagram, when you post a bunch of photos at once, it actually posts it more of a photo dump instead of a swipe through carousel style post. So it actually looks pretty crappy on your feed. We had it post all the images when we first launched like this, and it was just not looking good on people's Facebook pages. So we tweaked it, we removed the additional photos, and we just turned it into a static post. It looks a million times better on your feed like this. But again, that being said, you can always change it to a carousel if you want to. This is just what's going to look the nicest when you post instead of doing a big photo dump. So at a glance, you can take a look, you can see, okay, awesome, we've got this caption here. Take a quick look at it. If you want to make any changes to this caption, you can go ahead and click into edit caption, and then you can make any changes that you'd like. Maybe you want to remove an emoji or change a call to action or add something specific. You can go ahead and make those changes, click Save Changes. Now, if you want to completely regenerate this caption along with the slides that match it, so you can see that each individual slide that gets generated matches the caption that's been generated, If you want to go ahead and regenerate the caption altogether, you can go ahead and click into regenerate this caption, and you can ask the AI to make it shorter, make it more personal. So taking more of your persona and brand information into that caption, or make it less personal, meaning, no, this is like strictly business. I don't want you to mention anything personal in here. You can also ask the AI to do something special or specific. So let's say you want it to be just 1 or 2 sentences, or you want it to, regenerate, but don't focus on this, or don't use these words, or focus more on this, or avoid this emoji. You can go ahead and ask it to do something very specific. It's going to regenerate that caption for you. And it's also going to regenerate all of the additional slides that come along with it. So you can totally make a quick change. If you see that caption, you're like, no, I have something else in mind. Go ahead, tell the AI what you want it to do, click regenerate, it's going to regenerate for you. Over here on the right-hand side, we're going to ignore this part for now. We're going to come back to this after we've gone through the editor. So we will come back to this. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about it. But the first thing you're going to do, you're going to check out your caption. You can see the status of your post too. So see up here how this is an unscheduled post, and it's set to publish on this date and this time. So you can go ahead, you can change the date and time if you'd like. At a glance, everything I have here is unscheduled. Everything that lands in your calendar is going to land unscheduled, okay? Nothing is going to go out until you give it the A-OK and you approve it. So you don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, I didn't get a chance to check out November 18th, and now November 18th has passed and everything's gone out. Don't worry, everything's going to land unscheduled. It's not going to go out until you physically go in and you say, yep, schedule and approve. I like this. Go ahead, schedule it to publish on this date. Now that swaps to scheduled. You know that that's scheduled. You know that it's locked in. It's going to go out on that date and that time. If you want to make any changes to that post, because it's been locked in, you're going to actually have to go ahead and click unscheduled and make the changes on an unscheduled post first, okay? Obviously, if you also want to make changes, you got to make changes before the post goes out. If it's published and it's gone out on your socials, there's no way to make changes to it from RealEstateContent.ai. You actually have to physically go get the post on whichever platform it's posted on and make the change through there, okay? So make sure you're making any changes before the published date. Next thing you're going to do, let's say you're happy with the caption and you're like, you know what? I just want to go ahead. I want to tweak this design a little bit. We've got this carousel post. I want to go ahead. I just want to tweak it. You're going to click into edit design, and this is going to give you access to the editor. So at a glance, you can see this is the title slide. Down here, we have each individual slide that was generated. So you can kind of click through, give it a once over, see the copy, all that good stuff. Now from here, you can edit the copy. So let's say you want to make a change to the copy. You just double click into the text, make any changes you'd like, add, remove emojis, change the wording. You can change the font through here as well. You can change the size, bold, italic, underline. You can change the alignment, all that good stuff. You can make any changes you would like just right by double clicking into the text, okay? The other thing you can do is you can go ahead, let's say you have this carousel slide generated and you want to make it a little bit shorter. You can remove slides by clicking the trash bin, just like this. So you're removing slides, perfect. Oh, 1 second. I'm just gonna, give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna mute really, really quick. There we go, cool. Okay, so the other thing you can do is you can rearrange your slides. So you can click into a slide, pull it around, rearrange things if you want to rearrange things down here. So you can make those changes, okay? You can also add additional slides, all that good stuff. Let's say you want to make a change to the design itself. So what you're going to see here is on the left side, you're going to see the presets. So here we've got some colorful designs in here. These are good starting points, okay? So this is like, you like an aspect of this design, but you want to change around the background or the colors or all that good stuff. My biggest piece of advice here is these are fun. This is like when you're on Canva and you look up birthday invitations and it gives you a bunch of different options for birthday invitations. And then you have to go in and kind of tweak them to be more, your information of what day is the birthday and who's it for and all that good stuff. It's a good starting point. These If you've been on an advanced training with me before, you know how important it is to have a color palette and consistent online branding. I don't like to see a post or a person's profile that has just a bunch of different colorful posts like this. This just does, it doesn't look great. It doesn't look cohesive. You're going to want to use these as good starting points, add your colors to them. So an example of this is one of our users. You guys know I like to use Richard Silver as an example often because he's just really, really good at this. As you kind of scroll down, you can see at a glance what his colors are. They're obviously, he's with Sotheby's, so his colors are, you know, the navy blue, the gold / yellow, the white, the grays, that kind of color palette. Clearly, he's got a very specific color palette, okay? So he, at a glance, you're like, okay, this person knows what they're doing. This person, it's consistent, it's professional. You're not coming on here and seeing like pinks one day and oranges the next day and blues the next day. You know that this is just, it's cohesive, it makes sense, it looks intentional. This person has taken the time to put these posts together. Really, really nice, right? This is the kind of vibe that you want. You don't want your page to be a bunch of these colorful templates. So for that reason, we've added these quick colors up here. So when you did your profile setup with Natalie or Nick, you guys would have set up your colors. So my colors, I just kind of have this beige, black, white color palette. We've made it so that AI will basically jumble up your colors and give you these quick colors to choose from. So these are just taking your color palette and they're just giving you a variety of your color palette. So if you just want to kind of play around and see what does that look like when applied to these quick presets, you can go ahead and do that. And then you know that your color palette has been updated and put onto these presets. And then if you want to change the background, let's say, you know, you're not in a location that has snow, but you do like this kind of top part, you can go ahead and change the background from there. So they're good starting points. With the new editor, you guys are going to see entirely new templates. So we have revamped these 1000%. You're not going to see any of these ones anymore. You're going to see a whole new library of templates, which we're really, really, really excited about. So you're going to see those change by next week. I believe it's Wednesday is our launch date. So you're going to see a lot of new templates in there. So let's say we like this top part. We're like, okay, cool, this is good, but I'm in Austin. This doesn't match where I am. Even though I'm not actually in Austin, I wish I was. I'm in Ontario. I'm freezing my butt off over here. This is more accurate to where I am right now. But let's say I'm somewhere sunnier. This doesn't match. I need to swap the background. You're going to go ahead. You're going to click into backgrounds. Okay. So in the backgrounds, you're going to see I have a ton of backgrounds that have been uploaded. So I'm just going to fast forward through all of those. We don't need to see those. Accidentally clicked one there. But as you go down, you're going to see that there are thousands of images to choose from, okay? We have a library in here of over 11,000 images. You've got everything from your interiors, exteriors, warmer climates, colder climates. We've got people, we've got like paperwork, we've got kids, we've got retirees, we've got restaurants, we've got commercial spaces, large buildings, you name it, there's something in there for everyone, okay? So as you scroll down, you're going to see there's a ton of different images to choose from. Now, let's say you just want to update the image to be the same image across all of your slides. So like this, I've got the same image across all of my slides. I want somewhere that looks a little bit warmer. Cool. Let's say this, okay? We've got this nice pool. I go ahead, I double click. Now it's updated that background image to be the same image across all the slides. Now, if you want the background image to be different for each slide, you just go ahead, click into the slide you want to edit, click into the background image, slide you want to edit, click into the background image. Let's put this one in here and this one in here. And now I've got this nice carousel where each of the backgrounds is a different image, but they all match each other, all very cohesive. You're going to find as you scroll through that we've grouped the images in like-minded images. So they're very similar. We've kind of put them in these little carousel packs so that you can go ahead and you can use one image if you'd like. But if you want some variety, you're going to see that you can very easily create a post with a ton of different backgrounds, but they all still match each other. So as you kind of scroll down, you can see tons of different options to choose from. You can also use these little filters up here to search. We actually have an AI right now that's in the back end that's helping categorize these images. So you'll find that as each week goes by, these are going to get more and more accurate. It's kind of working in the background to analyze each image, figure out what are some characteristics of this. Is this a warmer climate? Where is this? And then it's going to do a better job of kind of filtering them. You can also search backgrounds too. So you can go ahead and type in whatever you're looking for. Maybe it's a kitchen, or maybe it's a specific color vibe. You can go ahead and type that in there and it's going to search for you. But there are a ton of different images that you can choose from. One thing that I suggest that everybody does, so when you log on, you're going to see that you have this folder right here called favorites. Every single person has a favorites folder, okay? And what that favorites folder does is it makes it so that when you are going through these images, you can very easily go through the images that you like the best. So whether they fit the location that you live, or maybe your vibe online, maybe you're a little more bright and airy and modern, or maybe you're more dark and moody, you can go ahead, you can find the images that you've already pre-approved, you love them, you know that this is something you would use. You just click into this little heart, top left-hand corner. And what that does is that takes your image and it immediately files it into that favorites folder for you. So that way, when you're editing your posts in the future, you can very easily click into your favorites folder and only go through the photos that you've already said, yes, I like these work with what I'm looking for. So it's just a really, really easy way to heart. It adds it directly to your favorites folder. There are a ton of images in here, literally tons, but I promise you, because they're grouped together in like the 8 to 10 photos that are similar, it's actually quite quick to go through. And you'll know if you're not in a mountainous area and you're passing the mountainous photos, just swipe through them, go to the next part. Okay, cool. These are modern kitchens. I love all of these modern kitchens. It'll immediately put them in your favorites folder. The reason why this is important, and this is one of my biggest suggestions in the editor, is because you can actually tell the AI when you generate the same way we chose, we want a carousel, we want to generate for this day. The same way we did that in the advanced settings, which we're going to go through together at the end of this, you can actually tell the AI, choose from this folder specifically. So I want you to only use photos that are in my favorites folder. And that way it's going to, every time it generates, it's going to use your colors upon generation. And then it's also going to choose from your photos. So it makes it super, super easy for you. If you do want to edit, or if you don't want to edit, it just makes it easier to narrow down the type of post that you want. So that's definitely a big tip that I suggest everybody does. It's going to take like 30 minutes max to go through everything. And then you've got a nice beefed up favorites folder that you can use. You can also create your own folders. So here under new folder, you can click into new folder. You can create a new one of your own. Maybe you want to put your brand and your logo stuff in one folder, your Canva templates in another, listing posts in another, maybe your team photos, like you have group team photos you want to add in there. You can go ahead and add as many folders as you would like and just really kind of categorize and move things around. So you can very easily add them to a specific folder, all that good stuff. If you cannot find an image that you love in here, or maybe you have a very specific image in mind, you can go ahead and click into upload files. And what that's going to do is that's going to allow you to upload any image that you have saved to your device. So it's got to be an image. It's not a video yet, something that we're looking into. It's got to be an image. But if you have a stock photo that you really love saved, or maybe you hired a photographer and they did do a nice like shoot of your area, and you want to bring all those photos in and start to use them in the editor, you can go ahead and upload them through here. The other thing you can do through here is you can also connect to your Canva. So if you are a Canva user, if you have integrated with your Canva, you can go ahead and click into import from Canva. And then you can take designs that you've created on Canva that are ready to be a background, and you can pull them in and keep those in the editor to use them. So an example, I'll show you some of my Canva designs in here. They're not great. I just pulled them in just to kind of give you an idea of what that could look like. But stuff like this, maybe you have you want to kind of mix in some of this every once in a while and kind of play around with it. Or you have like a testimonial template sort of thing. You can very easily pull your Canva designs in. One thing to keep in mind with the Canva design. So See these elements down here, whatever elements you have edited on Canva, like individual circles and text and whatever, that's going to come in as an image. So you're not going to be able to move around the Canva elements. So just make sure that whatever you're bringing in is already ready for you to go. So this is good. This is ready to go. I'm not going to want to move this butterfly or change things around. I'm happy with this. That's how you're going to kind of want to pull in your Canva templates. Another thing to keep in mind with the new editor that's coming out next week is that it's going to make it so much easier. So you're going to be able to add your own lines through there. You're going to be able to really stretch the boxes, move things around. Your text isn't going to be stuck in the box. You can very easily just have a box or have a shape and manipulate it around your design. So we're really, really excited about that. But those are some sorts of things that you can do with your images. The other thing that every single user should be doing is you should be clicking upload files and you should be uploading your logo and your headshot on a transparent background. So something like this, I believe I have them here. Okay, cool. So your logo or your headshot on a transparent background, reason being is because you can very easily click into it, add it as a sticker, and move yourself around on your designs. So if you do have a headshot or a logo, definitely take the 2 seconds to upload those into here. It's going to make your life so much easier when you're editing. Again, the new editor is going to make it even easier than that. But this will really give you that extra kind of level of customization if you are wanting to put yourself on your designs. And then finally, the advanced settings. So I'm just going to go back in just to change this background to something like this. Let's say we're using this background, or we're going to move this guy up here. In your advanced settings, you can also set the brightness of your backgrounds. So let's say you want it to be a little bit darker. You can go ahead and choose light. Maybe you want it to be really dark. Now you've got that kind of nice dark gradient or film on top of it. You can go ahead and choose that under advanced settings. Every single image in here can be used as a sticker. So you just click the little 3 dots and then add as a sticker. You can move those around. This is great for creating collages or just really further customizing your posts. And then for Reels, so let's say you're in here, you're editing and you're like, oh, you know what? I think I changed my mind. I think I don't actually want a carousel post. I actually would rather a Reel. What you can do is you can click into Reels up here. It's going to give you a Reel library. So these are those quick videos that we mentioned in the beginning. You can go ahead, you can choose one of those. It's going to scrap your carousel post. So see at the bottom, we don't have the carousel post anymore. It's going to scrap that. It's going to replace it with a video. So just a short looping video with a hook on top of it. You can change this box, the colors, all that good stuff. You can choose the sound that you want to accompany that video. And now you have a Reel. So let's say, you know, you're halfway through editing, you're like, you know what, I changed my mind. I actually I want this to be a video. You can very easily do that under backgrounds and Reels. I'm going to go back to a carousel just so we can play around with it a little bit more though. And let's make this brighter. Okay, cool. The next thing you can do are your overlays. So your overlays are the boxes that kind of appear behind your text. So these you can totally change as well. Plug myself back in here. So these you can totally change as well. You have a bunch of different options to choose from down here. So you can kind of click through and say, you know, let's try this one that's more rounded, or let's try this one or this one. You can kind of play around with whichever one you would like to add to your posts. A general rule of thumb when you're in the editor, okay, is that if you double click, it's going to apply your changes to all of your slides. If you click into a specific slide and you make a change, it's going to change just that slide. So see how I changed the overlay for just that slide here. Now, if I want to add that overlay to all the slides, I just double click and now it's gone ahead and it's applied it to all the slides. So a general rule of thumb is double clicking is going to apply all. Clicking into each individual slide and making a change will make changes to just that slide alone if you just want to make changes to just that slide alone. This also has advanced settings. So let's say you want to make it a little bit lighter or medium or totally dark. You can go ahead and choose exactly how you want this to appear. And the same thing, you can change it per each individual slide, or you can change it for the whole set of slides. Then you can head into your colors. So your colors here, you guys would have set up your brand colors. Your main color palette, that's going to show up just right here. You're going to see it right up at the top. As you scroll down, you're going to see a bunch of other kind of colorful color palettes. Those are just suggested color palettes for those that maybe don't have a color palette. Or if you're part of one of the teams or brokerages, one of the more major ones, you're going to be able to find, Sotheby's, Exit, Real, Keller Williams, Remax. There's a bunch of different teams and brokerages in there. So you can go ahead and click into one of those if you're using those colors. Now, my biggest piece of advice for this one, and you guys just have to bear with me as I scroll through, I have a ton of color palettes in here, okay? You don't want it to look like this. Mine's just a testing account, which is why I have so many. But you do want it to look like this. See how down here I have a bunch of varieties of my color palette. So my color palette was that kind of beigey brownie with the white and the black. I have a ton of variety, different variations of my color palette. So down here, when I'm editing, I just simply go ahead, I click into all of these. I've got tons of options to choose from. So they're all my colors, but they're a different variation of my colors. So as I kind of click, I've got tons of options. I can see, okay, what does this look like? What does this look like? I probably have a lot of duplicates in here as well. But it just makes it so much easier so that I'm not, individually every single time going in and typing in my color hex codes. And the way that I did this was I basically just, when you have your color palette, what you're going to do is you can just go ahead and click these little arrows. It's going to shuffle around your colors. So obviously that doesn't work. We don't want, the text to be this color here, but let's say I decide to make the overlay black. Okay, cool. Let's use that. You just go ahead, you click save colors, save as, and within 2 seconds, you have that new color variation saved. Now I'm going to go back up here. I'm going to shuffle them again. Cool. I could use that in the future. Save colors, save as, shuffle them around again. I could use that in the future. Save colors, save as. And just like that, I have these variations here that I can just very easily pull from in the future when I'm just quickly editing. So it makes it super, super easy to have like a bunch of variety. This is great. I mean, you want a main color palette. This is my main color palette. But I don't want to use just that one main color palette over and over and over again. So I like to pull Richard Silver's up again as an example, but clearly he is using a variety of different color palettes, variations of his color palette. So he's not just using, yellow's the main one, and we're seeing yellow, 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 yellow. He's taking his variations and he's shuffling them around when he posts so that when you're looking at his account, you're like, okay, cool, tons of variety. You know what his color palette is, but it's not just overkill on the yellow or overkill on the blue or overkill on the red. It's nice. It's visually appealing. I think someone has their hand raised. I'm going to go through I think you might have just missed the beginning of the intros. I'm going to go through all of the questions that are in the chat. I'm notoriously horrible for presenting and manning the chat, but I will get to them all, I promise. I will get to them all, I promise. We're almost done with this part, and then I'll hop into the chat and I'll answer any questions that everybody has. So yeah, for that reason, you do want to kind of shuffle around your colors because then they'll look a little bit more like this and not just whoop bam, red on every post. And then you've got your contact information. So I'm really, really excited about this one. This is going to change a lot with the new editor next week. So you guys know this contact information down here. These are your contact cards, okay? So we'll go ahead. I'll show you what these look like. These are your contact cards. You would have set this up when you set up your profile. This is just pieces of information that you want added to your posts, okay? So this is just like a little card that shows up on the bottom left-hand corner. You can see it here in Richard's post as well. He's got it here. You can kind of move it around. And this is entirely optional. So if you want to add your contact information like this, you can go ahead, toggle it on, toggle it off, toggle certain pieces of information on or off, entirely up to you. Maybe you don't want your headshot or your logo in there. You can go ahead and pick and choose what you want to show up, on here. So This is going to change with the new editor. You're actually going to be able to edit each individual line item so that if you want to make your name a lot larger, or if you want to change the font, you're going to be able to do that. They're also going to move around as well. So it's not going to be this contact card that stays together in this kind of lumped pill. It's going to show up on different templates in different places. So maybe your email will be up here and your phone number will be down here. And you can kind of move stuff around. So that's going to change with next week's update. This information down here is entirely up to you. So if you don't want to include your website, or maybe you prefer to include your phone number, or maybe you have a license number that you need to add on all your posts, you can very easily add that license number in. These are just suggested text fields. So I can add whatever I want in here and it's going to show up. So it doesn't have to be an email or a phone number, for example. The other thing too is it's entirely up to you whether or not you want your contact information to show up on each post. That's something that we've gotten into in previous advanced trainings, entirely up to you. I personally like to sprinkle contact information in here or there. I don't think you need it on every single post. For an example, like they did a good job of it here where there's no contact information. There's no contact information here. Most of their posts do have contact information, but some of them don't. So they'll kind of, just have a photo of their team, or maybe they'll just do a logo in the corner, something like that. I think it's nice to have a little bit more variety and not, contact on everything, but it's entirely up to you if you want to do it. So some things you can do there. Let's say you are happy with your design. You're like, okay, cool. I want to use this in the future. I'm actually going to double click this so that it all kind of looks the same, and we'll double click, or we'll apply all. I might have to go like this, double click. Oh, give me a hard time here. It might just be colors, apply all. There we go. Cool. So let's say I'm happy with this design. I want to use this again in the future. Again, maybe just for a starting point, you can go ahead and you can save as a new preset, and this is going to save your template for you. So that in here, you can have a bunch of saved templates, and you can go back in and you can use any one that you would like in the future. So as you're kind of playing around with it, maybe you generate a post in the future and you're like, okay, this is good. I want this to be my starting point, or this to be my starting point. You can save your own templates in here as well. I'm going to exit out of here, but when you are happy with it, you're going to save and exit, and that's going to save your changes for you, and you'll see them reflected here. Now, the next thing you can do, there are a couple of different options that you can do here. Here, you're going to see tag and collaborate on Instagram posts specifically. So if you are tagging or collaborating with other users, you can use this feature. Make sure you are typing in the person's handle correctly, and make sure that they are a public account and that they've allowed for tags or accepted your collaboration from their end. So you'll just have to make sure you type it in correctly. You're not missing any underscores or numbers or any of that stuff. So that's an option for Instagram. You can also convert to video. So any carousel style post like this, whether it's a generated one like this, whether it's one of your listing posts or a market report post, if you're in the States, or a trending news post, you can go ahead, you can click convert video. You can choose your slide pause time and your transition type. And then you can choose some audio to go along with it. And you can click convert to video. And what that's going to do is that's going to turn this into a video slideshow. So it's going to go slide by slide, and it's going to be a video. So that's another way that you can easily post informational style content. It's not your aesthetic B-roll style video, but it's a different kind of video. And then you can kind of sprinkle in more of those kind of slideshows as well. Again, works awesome for listing posts, works great for your own images as well. If you just want to turn your own images into a slideshow, you can do that as well. So you have that option for any post that's a carousel style post. You can generate an AI image. So let's say this post has generated and you're like, you know what, this is cool. I like the font. I like the copy. I like all that. I need a different image back here, but I don't really want to go into the editor right now. I got to run out the door. I got an open house. You can go ahead and you can type in an image description. So what this is going to do is this is going to take that caption and it's going to give you an image description that it thinks could work nicely. So a young couple confidently smiles as they stand in front of a laptop displaying a completed online home offer form with a backdrop of the Austin skyline visible through a nearby window. Cool. If you want it to generate that image with AI for the background, you can go ahead and click generate image. You can choose whether or not it includes people. You can also write in your own description. So maybe there's something you're just like, a beautiful fall porch decorated for Halloween, generate image. It's going to generate that image for you. It's going to swap into the background of all these carousels, and then you're good to go. The next thing you can do is you can generate a video script. So like I mentioned before, if you are taking your own videos, if you're comfortable on camera, this is something that you're already doing. It's not a problem for you to pick up your phone or pick up your webcam or whatever and take your own videos. You can go ahead, you can click into generate video script. And what that's going to do is that's going to take that caption and it's going to give you a video script that you can follow. You can't record on RealEstateContent.ai. Not yet. We might get into that. I don't know if we will. But if you are taking videos, this is a great way. You don't have to create your own scripts. You just go ahead, you follow this script. And then when you're happy with your own video, you can actually upload it in place of this carousel. So the way to do that, if you love the caption, this caption has been generated, you like this post, you're like, this is ready to go. But you know what? I have my own photo or my own video. I'd rather swap into here. You can click these three dots and you can go upload media. And through there, you can upload any image that you would like. So I don't even know if I have an image saved here that I can upload. I don't, but you can upload any image or video that you would like, whether it's a video of you talking, maybe it's a photo of you and your team or you and your pet out for a walk. You can go ahead, click upload media. It's going to completely swap that carousel style post. It's going to plop in whatever you want instead. You're still going to be able to get all the great benefits of having a nice optimized caption, but then you have a nice little sprinkle of your own photos as well. So that's another option. The other thing you can do is you can obviously duplicate posts. So if you love a post, you've worked on it, you're like, cool, I want to duplicate this. I want to post this more than one day. You can go ahead and duplicate it. You can also repurpose your post. So let's say you've worked on this. It's an Instagram post, but you're like, you know what? I also want to post this to LinkedIn. You can go ahead and click into your platform here on the top left-hand corner and choose which platforms you want it to post to. And now it's going to create an Instagram post and a LinkedIn post, the exact duplicate of everything you've done here. And then you can schedule it to go out on more than one platform. I'm going to show you one more thing and then I'll hop into the chat. If you are a social media superstar, you know what you're doing, you have posts that you want to schedule yourself, or maybe you want to challenge yourself to start posting just once a week, something that you've created from scratch. You can choose the day that you want to post for. You can click more options and you can click to upload your own content. This is going to give you a blank slate, a blank post. It's always going to default to Instagram, but again, you can choose which platforms you want it to go to. You can choose the date and the time, all that good stuff. And through here, you can type out a caption. So let's say, had a great Thanksgiving weekend with the team, ready to help you buy or sell over the holidays. If you have a perfect caption and you love it, fantastic, keep it. If you just, this is all you can come up with, you're like, I don't even know. It's been a long weekend. You can go ahead, you can click into enhance your caption. It's going to take whatever you've typed in there. It's going to zhuzh that caption up for you, make it nice and long and informational. So now, wrapped up an amazing Thanksgiving weekend with the team, we're fueled up and ready to make your holiday home buying or selling dreams a reality. Here's how we can support you every step of the way. And it gives you a nice long caption. Now, let's say you're like, you know what? I actually don't want it to be that long. I just want to go regenerate and make this 3 sentences or less. So you don't even have to write the caption from scratch if you don't want to. You can just get AI to help you with that. Now you have had a great Thanksgiving weekend with the team. If you're buying or selling a home this holiday season, we'll help you with tours, deals, etc. Through there, you can access the editor by clicking into edit design. You can make a post from scratch. You can choose a background. You can add some text to it, whatever you want. Maybe you choose a nice, fall looking home and then you add some text and just put happy Thanksgiving weekend. Or you can upload your own. So let's say you have a photo of you and the team, you had a big Thanksgiving dinner. You can go ahead, take that photo, upload it into here, go ahead and schedule it. The other thing you can do is you can generate an AI image. So let's say you don't have an image, you can go ahead and ask it to generate me a large table filled with, delicious Thanksgiving foods, brightly lit, whatever. Generate image, and then it's going to generate you an AI image. So there are tons of different options that you have for scheduling content. You don't always have to generate through the generator. You can also, if you have your own ideas that you want to post about, you can totally do that from scratch. So I'm going to hop into the chat super quick here, and we'll go through some of these questions. Okay. So here we go. Okay, what's the best way to use the system to generate content that isn't real estate related, such as your suggestion of coffee shops? So Mark, right now, that's it. You just have to type it in yourself. That being said, though, we just recently had a really good suggestion on our, where you can send suggestions through the site. Forget which user it was who added it. I believe his name was Richard. He suggested to have like a toggle where you can do, like motivational quotes or tips or local thought leadership stuff instead of having to type it out. So that's definitely high on our radar. Until then, you do have to actually type it in and just say like, top 10 coffee shops in Austin or, best neighborhoods to live in if you're a foodie or whatever. Can we drop a logo into this type of post? Yes, David. So when you, we are 80 degrees in Austin. I'm so jealous. When you are uploading photos in the editor, so through upload files, upload your logo through there, and then you're going to click the 3 dots and you're going to click add sticker, and then you can add your logo. That being said, though, next week when we launch the new editor, you're going to have a location where you can upload your headshot and your logo and toggle it on so that every time you generate, your logo is actually added directly onto the template without you having to make any additional changes. So make sure you come to next Friday's training, because everything I just taught you right now is going to be totally upgraded next week. And I know Michael's going to be hyped about that because there's a lot of stuff in there that have come from your feedback. Okay, so Michael says, when selecting X, it would be nice for the system to detect an X pre-post. And yes, I completely agree. That's definitely on our radar. Do not double click. Oh my God, that's such a painful mistake. Double click if you want your changes to get applied to everything, not if you don't. And if you do, make sure you click the undo button. David says it's 80 degrees in Austin and 85 in Naples, Florida. I'm actually heading to Austin in January, and I'm incredibly excited. We usually spend January until the end of April in Austin, and it's something I look forward to every single year. So I'm counting down the days. Is there a way when you upload photos that they're in one place instead of scattered all over the backgrounds button? That's going to be fixed for you too, Sharon, next week with the new editor. It's all going to immediately go into an uploads folder. So it's going to get a lot easier. David wants to know how to integrate with Canva. So I think I'm still sharing my screen. So in your integrations here, David, when you integrate your platforms, you have the option to integrate Canva just right down here. Follow the steps through there. It's going to have you log into your Canva. It's like a 2-second thing. But just make sure that you follow the steps through there. It'll connect your Canva for you. It doesn't have to be a paid for Canva. It can be free. It can be professional. It can be whatever. You just need to have a Canva profile, and then it'll connect for you. Put ourselves on every carousel post. Is best practice to put on first or last slide? Sharon, entirely up to you where you want to put your contact information. With the new templates, what we've done is we've put it on the first slide and the last slide, none of the middle slides. And then I like to look at it. So I'll show you. He's not a great example of that, actually. This is a good example. Okay. Yes, the Fowler team. They're a good example. So see how some of their posts have the headshots and others don't. So they've got, headshot down here in a testimonial or in a just sold, but then they also have these informational style posts that they're doing with us that just have their logo. Okay. So it's not like, or this is just their logo up here, but no additional headshots. I like when you look at this, that there's a little bit of everything. You're seeing headshots on some, you're seeing it not on some. You don't want to see this girl right here, Jessica, whoever. You don't want to see Jessica on every single corner of every single post. Imagine what this what this page would look like if I clicked into it right now and you were just seeing Jessica, her head massive on every single post. It just doesn't look as like visually appealing. If somebody is on your Instagram, they've got your contact information. It's right here. They can very easily contact you if they want to contact you. They don't need it on every single photo over and over and over again. If you want to put your contact information so that it's easily accessible and you have it here in the caption, you can do that by setting up your footer. So your footer down here is a little piece of text that will generate and add to the end of every caption. So Richard does have this. When you click in, he's got this. So his information is always added to the end here. That's sufficient enough. Just add it to your footer, save, make sure your footer is toggled on. It's always going to add to the end of every generated caption, but it's not so jarring that somebody clicks on your Instagram and they're like, whoa, it's just headshot after headshot after headshot. You want it to create some variety. So variety in your color variations, variety in your backgrounds, variety in your overlays, variety in the types of posts you're putting out. The key is to just put out variety so that it's not like overkill on one thing over and over again. How do you change the transparency of the, oh, thanks, Anna. Yeah, just in advanced settings. We can't do stories quite yet, correct? Yes, Sharon. So we can't do stories quite yet. Okay, the thing with stories is that we have built our platform off of Meta's API, which is basically what they allow other companies access to. So they allow us access to stories, but the thing is that they don't allow us access to share a static post to your story, which is pretty much like the main point of sharing stories is to direct people to your static posts. They also don't allow us any of the fun stuff within stories. So you can't do like polls or stickers or sounds or any of that. So the only thing they would allow us to do is basically a blank slate where you would have to like design it from blank. It wouldn't be able to link to anything, no hyperlinks, nothing like that. So we're trying to kind of weigh, like, is it worth it then in that case? Do people actually want that or do they want the full capabilities? It's on our radar, but right now we're just working within the limitations of what Meta will or will not allow us to do. David is thinking stickers. Let's do stickers. I'll do that super quick for you guys. So when you are editing a post, just gonna minimize you guys here. You go into edit design, backgrounds, these three dots right here, you're going to go ahead, add a sticker. So same as, let's find a logo in here. Go ahead, add a sticker, and then you can place that sticker wherever you want. That's going to also change with the new editor. Everything is going to default to a sticker. So it's going to be just like Canva. As soon as you click into something, it's going to be a sticker, and then you can choose whether or not you want to make it a background, or you can choose where you want to put it. It's going to be a little bit more similar to that. Stickers, this meeting schedules. Thanks, Mark. Cool, David. I am looking forward to it next Friday. Maybe mistaken, but I thought I saw in a previous training that there were co-brands already established with logos, but I can't find them. We don't have logos already in there. You do have to upload your own logo if you have one. If you have any trouble uploading your logo though, or if you need some help getting it on a transparent background, definitely let us know. Shoot us off an email, which I'll drop in the chat in a second, but we can help you with that. But we don't have like a bank of logos in there quite yet. Undo button, Sharon, is right here. See the undo button, just undo and redo right above the save presets. That's where you can undo any oopsies. Will there be a library of trainings? It would be easier to find. Yeah, Anita, so we do have a library of all of our trainings on YouTube right now. Everything that we went over is in there as well. For the new editor, there will also be a library of training. So we're going to do the advanced training like this. It's actually going to be the advanced training for the next several weeks just to get people up and running with it. But it's also, everything's going to be broken down into more digestible YouTube videos. And we're going to share that playlist with you guys too. So you'll have it ready to access whenever you need it. Are you planning to integrate to Bold Trail? You know what? We haven't actually had anyone ask for Bold Trail yet, which is interesting. So I'll write that down. and we'll add that to our list. One of the things that we always like to mention is that honestly, we are building this thing quite literally in real time. So as you guys, oh, Max says Bold Trail too. Okay, good to know. As you guys give us feedback and suggestions, we keep track of all of them. Like no joke, we have an ongoing list of hundreds of pieces of feedback, and we track every time a new piece of feedback comes in, and then we launch things as we have demand for them. So I'll definitely make sure to add Bold Trail to the integration list for sure. How often do you update persona information? As often as you'd like. See how the content is being generated. If you're finding that it's coming a little stale, let's say in your persona and brand, you have a mention about, I don't know, how you have a background in interior design, and it just keeps talking about interior design. You're like, oh, okay, that's enough of that now. I'm not loving that. Just go ahead and tweak it. I don't think you have to change it that often. It's only really if you're getting like, if the content seems like it's getting a little stale to you and it's pulling the same stuff, just go ahead and tweak it. Like give it some minor tweaks, but I don't think you have to change it often. The fact that you have your persona, but then you're also choosing different types of topics, you should be fine. And I'm so excited for the new editor. Can you tell? Thank you for the undo. Oh my God. Yes. One last question. With my logo, how do I put that on every logo on every slide? Okay, Sharon, here's actually a really good tip as well. Okay, guys, so see this up here, this little icon, this little paperclip icon. So think of this paperclip icon as your link to your master slide to the rest of the slides. And when this paperclip icon is open like this, so see how you can close it or you can open it. When it's open, what you do to that first slide is going to immediately also change the second slide. So see how I'm moving around this overlay and it's moving the rest of them. So if you're trying to make a change to the slides and you're like, oh, I want to move this overlay or I want to whatever, and I want all the other slides to respond to what I do to that first slide, think of that paperclip as that's your link, okay? So if you're adding your logo, let's say I go ahead, I add the sticker, see how it's added to all of them? And now I can go ahead and move it, make it small, move it over here. I've got it now at the bottom right of all of the posts like that. If you don't want it to do that, you exit that paperclip, or not exit out. And now as I'm moving things around, now I'm only making changes to that first slide. It's not telling the other slides to move. So even if I move that logo, it's only moving the logo on that first slide. It's not commanding the rest of the slides, if that makes sense. I hope I explained that correctly.
That just saved me like hours of time.
Yes, I'm so glad. I know it's we got to figure out how to make that a little more obvious. That I don't even know what it's called, paperclip, whatever it is. We got to make that more front and center. I totally
That's awesome.
agree. I'm so
This
glad.
has been very helpful, by the way.
I'm so glad. Thank you so much, Sharon. I know I always hear the best things about you from Tira and Nick. No, honestly, I always hear the best stuff about you. So I'm glad you were able to hop in today and put a face to the name.
I'm like, shit, I forgot it's Friday.
No, it's okay. Oh my gosh, I'm here every Friday.
I know, but I'm not. That's the problem.
You can always catch me.
Yeah.
Can you briefly explain how AI interprets different personas that we build with an A/B test? Would the results be significantly different from other personas? Can you briefly explain how AI interprets different personas that we build? Basically, okay, so the way that it works is we've written out prompts in the back end that are like, here is my topic, X, and it pulls your topic from what you've typed in. Create me Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever. We give it an example of what is the best optimized caption for Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever. And then we say like, here is my niche, X. It plugs in your niche. Here's the location. So I want you to reference that location kind of thing. So the way that it would change based off of personas is that the prompts in the back end, you'd be pulling in think of your profile questions as inputs. you'd be pulling those into the prompts in the back end, and then that's generating the content for you. So it actually wouldn't even, it's not referencing like your previous profile questions. It's only ever referencing whatever you've selected as your persona at that time. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Okay, Anita says she's excited about the new editor. Anything easier is always great. I'm so glad, Anita. I think there will definitely be a learning curve with it. It's different than what you guys are used to for sure. Okay, it's going to be different than what you guys are used to. But if anyone here is on Canva, if they're already kind of familiar with editing tools, you're going to find that it's a lot more similar to that. So we're hoping that's going to make it easier. And it's just going to make it easier for you to really like get down to the nitty gritty and customize your posts in a way that you really want to. Like even simple things like people have been asking us for shapes for so long. Like, I just want to add a triangle to the bottom right. I just want to add a line up here. And we haven't had the ability to add a line or add a shape or control the transparency even of your background or your fonts. Stuff like that. Like, I think it's going to really, really make it so that you'll see a lot more customization. The contact part too, I'm really excited that you'll be able to, if you want your name blown up nice and large, but then the rest of your contact information just nice and small, you can do that. You can move it around to different places. So it's not always that little like pill in the bottom left-hand corner. So we're really, really, really excited about it. Found out I was already cool. Okay. So if you're already integrated with Canva, that's perfect. You can pull in your Canva designs by clicking upload files. I don't know if it's showing you guys the pop-up that just came up. Sometimes screen shares don't show pop-ups. So if you can see it, there's a pop-up that says, it is. Okay, good. That says upload images. You're going to import from Canva, okay? I actually don't know if I have my Canva imported in here right now. I don't think I do. I think I need to do a refresh. You're going to click that button. It's going to open up Canva for you. And then you can either design from scratch. So you can go ahead, design your post from scratch, or you can go into I believe it's called your projects on the left side and pull one of your Canva designs from your previous projects and then just go return to RealEstateContent.ai. It's going to pull it in for you. Upload your own photos to create a post. Okay. Anita asks, where is the best place to upload your own photos to create a post? So you have two different options, Anita, okay? If you want to use one of your own photos, so let me see if I have an example. Okay, do I have a team photo in here? No, but this for an example. So this is a photo I found on Pexels, which is a stock photo website. So I went ahead and I uploaded the files, uploaded the photo through upload files. If you want to do anything to your photo, so let's say you have a photo like this. Let me remove this overlay. So let's say you have a photo like this and you want to make changes to it in the editor. So you want to add text to it. Maybe you want to add Happy Friday here or whatever. You're going to want to upload it into the editor. So you want to click into edit design and then upload files here. That's going to save those images in here so that you can very easily access them and you can edit on top of them. Okay. If you don't want to do any edits, if you just have a really great photo of you and your team, you're not trying to, add text on top of it or make any changes or turn it into a background. You can click into these three dots. You can click upload media. And then let me see if I have. Here's one of our team members. Let's just pretend that this is a team photo here. And let me scroll up 1 second. You can go ahead and click save. Let's pretend that this is a photo of me and the team or you and clients in front of an open house. You can go ahead, you can upload it this way. That way you have that caption that was generated and then you just swap the entire generated post with your own photo. You can also keep going. So if you want to create a photo album, like a carousel swipe through, you can just go ahead and keep clicking plus and add another photo, and turn it into a carousel that way. If you want to create your post entirely from scratch, you don't want to use the caption that was generated, you just click into the date that you want to create the post for, click into upload your own content, Now you've got a post from scratch and you go upload your own media. We'll put Travis in here, hit save. And now you've got a photo that you can upload from, that you can schedule to post from scratch. And again, if you have several photos, let's say this is a second one, a second. I didn't do anything there.
Is there a rule when you're building out a carousel of how many to do? I know it's a, odd number, but is it 5? Is it 7? Is it, I think 9 would be too many.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
There's no like right way or wrong way of doing it, to be honest. There's no rule for it. Instagram allows you up to 20 now.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, so you can do up to 20 on Instagram. I think if you're doing an informational kind of swipe through post, you're gonna lose that reader at 20. There's no freaking way. There's nothing
5.
in the world is worth swiping 20 pieces of slides for. Just think that like the average human being, their attention span is about like 3 seconds long. So there's no freaking way they're making it to the end of that 20. So I always tell people, I'm like, don't stress yourself out. Honestly, like the less slides, the better. You're fine. And I like to sprinkle in like a carousel post, then sprinkle in a static image, then sprinkle in a video, go back to the carousel post, do variety so that when you're looking at your post at a glance, it's not just the same type of post over and over again. You're appealing to the people who like to watch videos. You're appealing to those people who like to scroll through carousels. You're appealing to those people who are maybe following you because they're a friend of yours. Maybe that's why they're following you. They like to see the photos of you and your clients, and they like to see the photos of you and your family. So you sprinkle in some of those in there and you're checking off all the boxes, right?
Got it. Great idea.
With the new advanced system premiering next week, the way to upload your own photos and media will also change. That's largely going to be the same, Anita. The thing that will change is where you upload your headshot and your logo. You're going to have a dedicated location for it. So you'll have like, I need to give my account back to Nick and Natalie because they're doing an onboarding in 10 minutes. But you'll have a little bank where all your headshots are in one place and all your logos are in one place. And you're going to be able to toggle headshot on. For an example, you can choose which headshot you want and it'll automatically be added to your design. So you're not having to add it as a sticker every time. So that's going to change a little bit, but uploading your photos, same place, you're going to have that upload files button. Or if you want to just replace the carousel post, you want to upload your own like from scratch, that's all going to stay the same. The biggest changes you guys are going to see are new templates. You're going to see shapes, which will be a big change. And you'll see the branding. So the contact portion of it is going to change. But for the most part, we're not totally throwing a curveball your guys' way. Yeah. So you will be able to upload your photos the same way that you do. Okay, I think we are all up to date with the questions. Unless anyone had anything else, I want to make sure I don't end us off if there is somebody waiting. I think we should be good. Okay, cool. Guys, you were amazing. Such an awesome group. I really, really appreciate it. I noticed before we started today, I was like, oh, it's a little bit of a smaller group this week. And you were so awesome. I appreciate you being so engaged and asking like the best questions. I really appreciate you spending your Friday with me. I know we went over time and you guys are still here. Really, really appreciate it. Again, if you guys ever have any questions, I'm going to type the chat, our email in here. So support@RealEstateContent.ai. If you ever have any questions, suggestions, feedback at all, you guys know if you've interacted with Tara and Nick, they're like literally the two greatest people in the world. Never be shy. Always reach out to us. We are more than happy to help. And yeah, new editor coming next week. Really, really excited. Target launch date is Wednesday. So you guys are going to start to see a ton of emails next week. And then if you are free next Friday to come jump on with me again at next Friday to learn about the new editor, I would love to see you. But until then, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. And I really appreciate you guys spending some time with me today. Thank you. Thanks, Michael. Bye, guys. Bye, everyone.